the finale of the Guardians of the Last Dragon patch for their Kickstarter coming up. This was me finalizing the lettering and things. I made a mistake. The lettering I'm using here, what I wanted to do was grab some lettering from online and then adjust it a bit and use it. But the lettering I grabbed, I couldn't get the typeface, and I sort of just pasted it. And eventually I was like, oh, it's one of those things where you have to like buy a subscription. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll buy a 1-month subscription to use this font legally and whatever. And I still couldn't figure out how to place the letters. It was just sort of like an example. And then it's like, oh, let us figure out layouts for you with AI. I'm like, I don't want that. And the long and short of it is I accidentally signed up to an AI subscription, which I am so upset about. I canceled it. But I was just trying to pay for some typefaces, but this typeface was an example that they would use and layouts that they would do for you in AI. The whole thing was a mess. But anyway, I was like, well, I'm gonna have to recreate these myself because I thought this is what the client wanted. And as you can see here, I'm working this whole time to get it to finals. And when I sent them the sort of semi-final of like, I gotta, tighten up the letters and fix the perspective a little bit, but otherwise it's mostly done. They were sort of like, you know what? I like this, but I kind of liked the rough better. Can we go back and change the paint on the helmet to have some more black in it? And can we like simplify it and take out the shading? And basically I zhuzhed it up and put a bunch of like comic booky kind of stuff on it. And they wanted a little bit more graphic design. So we went back and they liked like the handwritten stuff better, like kind of the grungy, as they called it, like kind of sloppy lettering. They wanted it to be like as though somebody painted by hand. We got rid of a bunch of colors. You can see this is me just stripping everything off. And then I wrote some stuff in to try to be like a little bit neater version of handwriting, which is what I'm doing here, sort of putting guidelines and stuff. But as you'll see later on, they ended up being like, no, remember that really sloppy stuff you did on one of your roughs that you didn't think about at all? That's what we want. So it's like, okay, which I love because I went from accidentally almost using AI to the client being like, my favorite thing is the sloppy handwriting you did. And then this is where we went from here. We put the black lines back on the dragon that is painted on the helmet. Or I had switched to white and I had done a bunch of stuff to make it look more like it was like kind of spray painted on, but they wanted to be a little bit more like an illustration. So I put paint splatters, but they wanted to be more clear. And so this is basically the final that they approved. You could see this is where I was going, and then back again to this is what we ended up with. So they're happy. I'm happy.